taking pictures with my camera. Good morning, Haley. Thanks for coming in and for filling out your food diary. So today is just going to be our initial session so we can kind of figure out where you're at and where we can make some improvements with your diet to make you feel better and form some good habits related to food and lifestyle.
All right.
So I think what we'll do first is I'm just going to ask you some basic questions and then we'll look at your food diary. Does that sound okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Let's see. What is your age?
22.
22. Okay. And your occupation?
Student.
Student. And your reason for the session?
To make myself a little bit healthier, maybe incorporate exercise and appropriate eating.
Nice. Always good. Okay, let's see. Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about how that is playing out for you right now, being a student related to your food and exercise. How many times a week would you say you're able to exercise currently?
Probably like once or twice.
Once or twice. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you do exercise, what kinds of activities do you do? Are they things that you enjoy, or is it more of like you follow a routine or
Following a routine.
some sort of routine?
Yeah, videos.
Videos. So
Yeah,
like
to make
workout
myself
videos.
do it.
Okay.
Tell me what to do.
Yep. And what would you say your diet is like? I know we'll go into the details, but how do you kind of think about food during the week? Is it a priority? What sorts of thoughts do you have about food when you're doing your busy student week life?
Okay. I always eat breakfast.
Okay, good.
Eggs, always. Avocado, always.
Okay.
A few cups of coffee. And then lunch is just kind of whatever I bring for school, snack-wise.
Mhm.
But if it's over the weekend, I actually eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Gotcha.
Don't really snack during the weekend, except...
Okay.
And then dinner is whatever my parents decide to make.
Gotcha. Okay. What would you say your parents' eating habits are like then?
Dad's well, mom terrible. I eat after my dad.
Okay. And who does most of the cooking? Do your parents share that responsibility?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. So shared cooking. All right. And do you ever help with that at home? Like, do
Yeah.
you like to take initiative and do that too?
Because they don't always cook what I want to eat.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How much sleep would you say you get a night too, if you had to estimate?
Always 8 hours.
Always 8? Okay, so you're big on that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. Most people, not so much. Okay, so just so I have a little background, now let's look at your food diary. So this first day, let's see. Do you see anything personally that stands out to you, like, oh, that's a bad habit that I have, or that's a food that I shouldn't be eating that I love to eat all the time, or not shouldn't be eating, but that I feel guilty after
About eating?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those chips and salsa right there.
Okay, okay.
And then, I don't know, I always eat really good for breakfast. This
Mhm.
day, actually, I didn't even eat lunch because I was busy. Just kind of grabbed yogurt on the way.
Okay, so you're busy here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And if you are busy, would you like, maybe go through like a convenience type store or a drive-through, or would you rather just take something from home and then you wait
Take something
until...
from home.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And if I
So-
stop anywhere, it's like somewhere I can get a salad, soup, a sandwich.
Okay,
But I don't really eat fried food.
gotcha. Okay, does that just not appeal to you, or you just...
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
makes
okay.
me sick.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, and then you did say that a couple cups of coffee always in the morning, right? That's a normal thing for you.
Yeah.
Okay. How much can you estimate maybe how much water you think you're drinking? I know the food diary isn't clear to include water.
Oh, water.
But
That's
I'm
the only
curious
thing I
now.
drink is water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I don't care for sodas.
Gotcha.
Trying to drink tea, but I don't really like it very much.
No. What makes you try? Like, why are you trying to drink it?
Because
What would
it's
you
good for you.
say? Okay.
I've heard with,
Mhm.
And I'm conditioned myself to like vegetables, so I'm conditioning myself
Okay.
to like tea.
I like it.
You know,
That's
like when
good.
you like try it and you're like, okay, not today, and you try it again tomorrow, like, oh, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, things grow on you for sure. Especially if you know that it's healthy for you
Yeah.
and you really want to be eating it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Most people are just like, nope.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
didn't like tomatoes or onions, and I like crave tomatoes and onions.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at you. I love it. Okay, let me see what else here. So you were pretty hungry by dinner time, maximum hunger. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, because of not having a real lunch. And then you're always sitting, which is good. I find a lot of people that I talk to, they're driving while they're eating.
Mhm.
Even I do that sometimes. It's like,
Yeah.
it's so normal, I think, when you have multiple things that you're juggling in your life. But that's really good that you're always sitting. And you're always like at
Trying
a
to
table,
table.
it seems
Mhm.
like. That's awesome. I'm usually sitting at like a desk or something, so that's really good. Like those are awesome. I like that. Cool. And fave place. I love it. So yeah, generally it seems like eating is, unless you're rushed, there's
Yeah.
a positive feeling associated with eating for you. It's not.
Yeah.
there's
And it
not-
depends on what I'm eating. Like, if you look on the next day, it's like,
Gotcha.
I didn't really like where we were, so I was
Okay.
not pleased.
Let's let's look at this then. Okay, so your next day, it looks like you had 3 full meals. You were only really hungry when you first woke up. Still all sitting, which is good. Oh, you were at Chili's. Okay, well, that was the place you didn't
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Because my mom's picky eater, so she's like, that's when I was with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she only goes where she knows she can get something very plain.
Right.
So then I
Something
just get
very
stuck.
specific that she likes. That's
yeah,
plain.
stuck trying to pick something out. I'm like, okay, well, this soup salad, that sounds fine.
Right.
But then it's just like, not.
So you made that choice because you felt like that's
That
probably
was the only
best
healthy
option
thing.
for me,
Yeah.
the only healthy thing at the restaurant, but you didn't
Yeah.
love it.
I don't really like to eat out unless I know I'm like going home, just because I see feel blech,
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I understand that. What do you think? Do you think it's the type of food,
Yeah,
or the way you eat when you're there, or like
the
how
type
long?
of food.
Type of food.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I kind of like knowing what I'm eating.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Just I've been working in a lot of like kitchens and stuff, through like my labs, and I'm like, this is what you're feeding your students or your patients. I'm like, that doesn't even look appetizing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of that. Who has
You're not
touched
really
what
sure.
and done what with the
Yeah.
food, and yeah, I understand that for sure. And it is easier to make choices that you probably feel better about too
Mhm.
when you're eating at home.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit trickier to eat something and then say, oh, okay, that was probably actually good for me and like nourishing.
Yeah.
It made me feel good. You know,
Right.
like when you're out, it's trickier. So, okay. Let's see what else. And then, oh, Spaghetti Warehouse.
No, it's not good.
No?
No.
Okay. So again, not a big fan of the eating out. Was this again the mom is picky and
Yeah.
we're going
Wanted to go
eat?
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, and then let's see the next day. Okay. So
Check
you're
out
really
those
hungry.
cinnamon
I
rolls.
was gonna say you're really hungry when you first got up. Ate 2 cinnamon rolls, 2 eggs, bacon, and coffee.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I love breakfast.
So you were sleepy. I love breakfast too.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Especially because I don't really care for lunch. Like, I have to make myself eat lunch sometimes.
Mhm.
So I
Same.
try. I'm like, I forget. Oh, it's like 2:00. I haven't eaten lunch.
Right.
So then, because I like to eat breakfast,
Same.
always have.
Breakfast is always my priority.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
Even if I'm running late, I'll still make breakfast.
Same. That's awesome, though. That's good. That's better than skipping. So,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And then, with the pizza, but again, I think is
Yeah.
that lunchtime choice?
That was
the
lunch.
feeling is because of what you had to eat, because of
Mm.
where you were?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I do love pizza.
Yeah.
But
But was it just not good
no,
pizza
not
being
where,
from
yeah.
Sam's? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And then was this something that you helped make at dinner? This pork chops with the mac and cheese and
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the mac and cheese was just like we had it, so we're like, oh, well, let's make that. And I don't really care for it. It was, no, it's fine.
Okay. Average.
But I always try to have some kind of meat for lunch. I mean, for dinner.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. Keep them full. Okay, and so then since you didn't fill out that activity column, I'm just gonna ask, were any of these meals on the first day, April 22nd, were any of these meals eaten in front of like the TV or anything like that that you can remember?
No, but this one was in front of my computer. I was doing homework.
Okay, so that was at the computer.
Yeah.
And then, Same thing on this day at all?
Yeah, TV.
That one was TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the same one.
TV,
yeah, breakfast.
right?
Yeah. Normally I make breakfast and watch the news or something.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Very cool. Okay. So let me see if I have any other questions for you. How often, if you don't mind, how often would you say you drink, and also do you smoke if so often?
No smoking.
Okay.
And drinking on the weekends.
Okay, just on the weekends. Okay. So where would you say, if you had to pick out some areas, where would you say are spots in this dietary recall that you would want to change, or
My lunch habits.
your lunch habits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like, for school, like, my normal lunch would be, like, a banana or an apple, or, like, some kind of fruit.
Okay.
And then veggie straws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I like chips, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, I don't really eat anything for lunch unless, like, I'm at home or I'll make a salad, you know.
Gotcha.
Like, I want something to be able to, like, take on the go with me.
Okay. I
That
gotcha.
still makes me feel full.
Yes, that's like a raw
And not-
meal.
yeah.
And
And I used to eat, like, lunch meat, like, from the deli and stuff, but then I just kind of, like, turned off by it.
okay, good. Yeah, I can definitely understand too. Like when you don't know if you'll have access to like somewhere to sit or a microwave or
Yeah.
whatever, it's hard to kind of decide what to bring
And have to
if
keep it
anything,
refrigerated.
and keep it cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, for lunch. That's definitely a good point. Okay, so what can you think of that are some meals that are pretty like low maintenance that you would see yourself maybe bringing for a lunch? That way I can better give you some ideas the next time and things like that. Not asking you to do my job for me, but like, what are some examples of something that you would eat and be satisfied with as like a full lunch kind of meal?
I don't know. Something that contains, like, I don't know, I like to eat meat.
Okay.
And I like to eat vegetables. I used to bring, like, carrots, but then I feel like I can't eat them without ranch,
Okay.
you know? So then I stopped, like, you know, not eating them as much because they're a repetitive taste, you know?
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I like salads, but I feel like they have to be cold.
Mhm. Good point.
And I enjoy sandwiches, you know, like club sandwiches, but then, like, this makes them soggy by the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't usually bring sandwiches.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here.
What kind of, like, dinner ideas do you think you could come up that I can make, like, a couple, like, make once
Oh, and then
and
have,
then
them
have it for a couple
times?
of days?
My favorite is to roast like a bunch of vegetables because I have a roommate, but I cook for just myself.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I am wishing that I had more variety,
Yeah.
but like you can only buy so many
So
things
much,
before
yeah.
they go bad. So what I'll do is I'll buy like a small amount, like one sweet potato, and like a small head of broccoli and like a couple of different vegetables that I like, and just toss them with like olive oil and seasonings and stuff, and then roast them at like 400-ish degrees. And as long as you cut things like the hard vegetables, like sweet potatoes, as long as you cut them up small enough, it'll all cook around the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'll like roast something like that, and then I'll
For
either
how long?
make,
Like 15, 20 minutes?
it's probably like 15.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't really take that long at like 400-ish. But I'll do something like that, and then I'll just cook up like a couple servings worth of a protein, and you can even like season them all differently.
Okay.
Like sometimes I'll do chicken with like a spicier like seasoning, like just stuff that you buy at the store or
Yeah.
whatever. And then sometimes more of like a garlicky one, and then maybe I'd put like lemon on it when I ate it.
It's like
or
one
something.
chicken breast per
Right,
thing.
exactly.
Okay.
And so I would do like a portion of
Mhm.
chicken breast or salmon or whatever it
Yeah.
is that you like that's pretty simple to cook, basically. And I would make a couple servings of that while the vegetables are roasting. And then, I mean, I know a lot of people do like what else could you put with that? Maybe like a brown rice or something. I'm not as much of a rice person for some reason. Like if I want something starchy, I probably just want like bread.
Yeah.
Like
me
if
too.
I want it, that's what I
So
want.
I get
I don't
it, yeah.
really want rice, and I usually feel full enough without it.
Yeah.
So, but if you did find yourself feeling full, because that's just like a really, really simple meal,
Mhm.
you could always up the amount of sweet potato, or you could make rice, or you can make quinoa or anything like
Yeah.
that. And that's like a really, really easy one. But if you wanted something like a little more exciting,
Mhm.
something I make a lot is like chicken fajitas.
Okay.
But like it's not really
So
fajitas because
yeah.
they're not like in the skillet. But if you take like a big baking dish and
Uh-huh.
you just slice up onions and peppers and you lay down like some chicken breast and then you just scatter all the
On top
onions
of
and
it?
peppers in there. Yeah, and then either water or if you have some chicken broth for some reason.
Mhm.
My roommate always is baking and making soups and all these different things. So she always has leftovers. So like if you did, you could
Yeah.
use it. If not, water works fine. And so I would just put a little water in the dish and then add lots of different seasonings.
Mhm.
Maybe some jalapenos too if you like spicier food because I
Okay,
love that
yeah.
part. And then you just bake it all. I want to say it takes like 30 to 40 minutes. If
Okay.
you Googled it, like the temperature and the time would
Mhm.
probably show up pretty quickly. But it's awesome because it gets like a little bit like blackened on the top just from like
Okay.
you could even broil it for the last couple minutes. And then you just take the chicken breasts out and slice them up, and then you can just portion that out
Mhm.
and then eat it with whatever you like. Like I would
Yeah.
top it with avocado and
Right.
maybe like get some whole wheat tortillas or something like that.
Okay.
And that one's like my favorite, but it just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like once you throw it in the oven, you know,
Then it's
fine.
done. Yeah.
But it just takes a little while to cut everything up and
And then
so-
you have it for like 3 or 4 days.
yeah, because then you
Yeah.
have like quite a few servings of it. That's like my favorite. And then I'll
Mhm.
even bring that like to lunch. I'll bring just like
Okay.
a salad base, like a spring mix base,
Mhm.
and I'll get salsa. I always have salsa in my fridge because I love like Mexican
Yeah.
style and Tex-Mex food. So I'll always have salsa in my fridge, and then I'll bring just like some spring mix to
Okay.
lunch, and I'll put all of the heavy stuff at the bottom, like the chicken and the peppers, like all the actual like
At the bottom of the bowl.
at the bottom of like the
Okay.
Tupperware, and then just put the spring mix on top so nothing
Mhm.
gets soggy.
Okay.
And you can even put the salsa in the bottom too, and then just
Mhm.
like shake it all up.
Okay. So you're not using dressing, you're using just salsa?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So it's a little bit better as far as like fat content
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But if you put it all on the bottom like that, and then you just kind of like place the spring mix on top, it won't get soggy.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
ever
my
think about
favorite
that.
thing because I hate not being able to keep my food cold or like not having a microwave in certain
Yeah.
buildings and stuff. So I know like there are times that I've brought a lunch and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm excited to eat this.
Yeah.
And then there's no microwave, and I just sit there,
You're
hungry,
like-
you know, and I don't eat it. So if you want to make sure that it's going to get put to
Yeah.
use, you know, like something like that is really, really easy.
Okay.
And that would be leftovers from dinner kind of
Yeah.
combined.
And then you can make it for lunch. Okay, that's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, how much time do you say you would have like per week to cook, or like how interested would you be in like blocking out a little bit of time for
Oh, I
cooking?
have time to cook. I just don't really like to do it.
You don't like to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, I don't mind preparing food,
Mhm.
but then it's kind of like ADD. Oh, it's in the micro. Oh, it's like being cooked. Oh, I'm gonna go do something else. It's like, oh, I kind of forgot I was cooking.
Gotcha.
I don't mind the preparing part. It's just waiting for it to be finished.
The
You're just
amount
like,
of time it takes.
yeah, and then you
Okay.
forget that you're even doing it.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, I hear you saying that the amount of time is kind
Yeah.
of what's keeping you from.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I gave you some ideas for quick things like
Yeah,
that,
30
would be
minutes
something where-
max.
Yeah, 30 minutes
Start
max.
to finish.
Got it. Awesome. And then just before we finish up, are there any foods that you really don't like, so that when I'm trying to give you suggestions, I know some things to avoid?
Don't really like cauliflower.
Okay.
And Brussels sprouts I really care about. Other than that,
Not crazy then.
I like everything else pretty much.
Okay.
Fish is kind of
Fish is iffy.
iffy. I like shrimp. Salmon, and crab are like really the only kind of fish product
Okay.
that I would like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is there anything else that you were kind of thinking about going into this session that we haven't talked about that you would want to address? Or
I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
pretty much covered the
Yeah.
feelings and habits and all
Yeah.
the different things that you
Mhm.
have associated with food. Okay. And then we'll come back and I will give you some suggestions. But also I was wondering if there are any goals that you would want to set for yourself. So like, you know, I like cooking a lot, and I can definitely help you out
Yeah.
with ideas and like tips for like how to make it an easier, you know, transition
Yeah.
into always making sure you have full meals with you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But are there any personal goals that you want to set that we could kind of figure out how to get you there, like other than the meal planning type of thing?
Motivation to work out
The
too.
motivation to work out.
Because I
Okay.
have like the eating kind, like mostly down, you know.
Mhm.
But the working out, I just can't find myself motivation.
What would you say? Like, do you do you think about it a lot and then just
don't do
decide
it.
not to go?
Yeah.
Is that kind of okay?
I always find something better to do.
Yeah. Okay. Like what? What are some examples? Can you think of some recent?
Oh, like catching up on like a TV show, or like walking through Target, or you know, just
so pretty much anything to fill that
to
time
fill that
where
time.
you knew you could have gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. And do you have a membership to a gym or anything, or if you did work out, would it be at the school one? Or?
Oh, I did, but then I didn't go often enough. So
Okay.
then I just do like the T25s or like Insanity like videos.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I don't like to make I don't like to make up my own things. I want someone to tell me, do 15 of this, or
Right.
you have a minute, do as many as you can type thing.
Okay,
You know, not
I
like,
see.
5, I'm tired.
Yeah, right. Because it is easy to stop when you don't have that structure,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay, so you like the structure. Let me think. So then, some ways to motivate for exercise. One thing I found, I don't have a workout partner right now,
Mhm.
but when I did have one, that helped a lot.
Because you
Because
had no
there-
choice.
Yeah, because there are days where you're not motivated, but they are,
Mm-hmm.
and then vice versa.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't want to ever go to the gym. You're
Right.
not like, I hate working out. You're like, once I get there, I'm cool,
Yeah.
but it's hard to get me there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes having someone else to hold you accountable
Yeah.
helps a lot. Another thing that I found is once I lived close to my gym, that was easy. So for you, you're doing them at home, so that's not
Yeah.
necessarily an issue. I'm trying to think. Another thing that I like to do, because if I wait, I may not go. Like, I
Yeah.
will get busy. I'll find schoolwork to do. I'll go to work. It's no balls, right? I like to give myself time at night so that I can relax a little bit.
Mhm.
And I know you said trying to learn how to drink tea, but I'll literally drink tea and watch my favorite TV show
Yeah.
while I wind down and make sure go to sleep before midnight
Right.
so you can get up with enough time to
Wait
go to
up
the
like
gym.
30 more minutes or an hour more.
Mhm.
And then
So
work out.
if you,
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of an element of mindfulness, when
Mhm.
you're a busy person, right? Having that mindfulness and making a true effort, maybe even the day before, to set yourself up to do
Yeah.
something good, like go to the
Yeah.
gym. I find that if I have a really hectic night, I will wake up and I'll feel frazzled and I
Yeah,
will be ready
won't do
to
it.
go,
Yeah.
and there's no way I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to the gym that
Right.
morning. You know what I mean? So I would say finding, because it's hard because everyone's individual, but I would say find something that works for you that sets you up to say, oh, I'm gonna be up early tomorrow morning. I'm gonna
Mhm.
feel really good.
Yeah.
I might as well knock it out.
And just go.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know. Like I said, everyone is different, and I know
Mhm.
everyone's morning schedule is different. But
Right.
I'm a morning person, and I don't have class till 9:30 or 10 most days.
Right.
You know, so I see that as my little chance.
To do it.
So-
Just get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So something that works for you, and if while you're trying to come up with a little plan and brainstorm for yourself, if you have questions, let me know, or
Okay.
you want more tips. But yeah, I would say some sort of routine, even if it's not I go to the gym at 6 o'clock every day or
Yeah.
whatever it is, but planning ahead a little bit so
Mhm.
that you're ready to take
Yeah.
that opportunity, and then you do it and you feel good about
Right. Okay.
it. Because I do. I look around and I'm like, oh, I could clean.
Oh, I could do this or that.
I could call my mom again today. I cuddled this morning, So finding some spot where that would be the perfect time for me to go.
Yeah.
And I can watch that TV show later tonight.
Yeah.
Because I love Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching a show that I've already watched. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love it. But I know that I'll do that at nighttime.
Yeah.
So
You don't need to do it in the middle
go.
of the day or in the morning.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. So yeah, just kind of finding what works for you in that sort of realm.
Okay.
I would say is the best. And if you had someone who wanted to work out with you, even if it was only once or twice a week,
Mhm.
that would guarantee 1 or 2 times a week, and then
Yeah.
the other days to go might be a little easier because you're
Right.
starting to.
Get in the swing of things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest. So,
Okay.
yeah. Do you have any other questions for me? Or?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, good. So then let's just summarize real quick, so that we know kind of where we're at before we go into the next session.
Okay.
So I'll see you back here in about a week. But between now and then, what I would say is start looking for the opportunities to plan something to
Mhm.
form. And this could be any habit, right? But for you specifically, it's wanting to make time to exercise.
Yeah.
So start looking for those opportunities and trying to find some sort of piece of some sort of bit of routine that's going to
Mhm.
work for you. Maybe chat with some friends and see who would want to be a workout buddy on days where you're
Okay.
here for a class and then you go straight home.
Yeah.
You could always go to the gym here. And then to summarize what we talked about with food too, it seems like your relationship with food, and not to put words in your mouth, but it seems like your relationship with food is relatively good.
Mhm.
You're not terribly picky. You've kind of worked yourself out of that by conditioning yourself. You seem to know what foods are good for you and what foods you intend to eat, right? And then when you go out to eat and are limited by your
Maria,
family's choices,
please
is
come
when
to
you
the
get a
library
little bit
office.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Correct? So my advice would be to keep doing what you're doing most of the time, and then we'll figure out some good options for you for lunches so that you don't allow that time to just pass without having anything but a snack.
Yeah.
Because the more you eat consistently, too, the better you'll probably feel, and that might even play into the wanting to go to the gym. You know, if I eat 3 full meals a day, I'm like,
energy.
I'm ready. Like, let's do this. You know what I mean? So that may help too. So yeah, I think in summary, that's kind of where we are, right? Just looking for some good lunch options. Not worrying too much about when you go out to eat with your family because their choices are going to kind of
they don't influence me.
Right, exactly. They just rule where you go and then you figure it out.
Yeah.
And then, looking for that opportunity to make a habit with exercise. And in the meantime, if you have questions, let me know.
All right,
And
I
I'll
will.
see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Did it turn off? I hope not. The screen probably just turned off, right?